Okay, I'm back, and I reassessed all my equipment. I got the Badlands Hyper Vent day pack, and I looked at it and said, okay, maybe I can fit a lot of stuff in there. Let's see what it can fit. And I started putting and emptying the main extended stay pack, the mega pack. I started putting stuff in there, and I managed to put everything into this pack, with the exception of some things that I eliminated, like the soap, because if I didn't have enough water, there's no point in taking soap. I had the wipes, and they're really refreshing. It's like a bath. It really cleans you up. So you take a pack of that. I'm taking my jug of water, my mat. I even added a pillow instead of the neck brace. Put a pillow in there, which is a little heavier. I got 2 pants, shirt, long sleeve sweater, and a long sleeve shirt. I have snacks and knives. I minimized the knife on the... I'm not taking this knife. I'm not taking the Gerber, even though it's light. I want to take the other Gerber, which is a lot smaller. I already put it on the side pocket, and it has the hook, the gut hook, and the whole deal. And I have a bigger one here to do a bigger job. And the other knife will be like a camp knife. I'll still take my belt with a flashlight, but I'll remove this. So now and I'm not taking the 7mm Magnum. I'm taking my .308 BAR, which is a sweet gun, and I got extra ammo hanging. So, let's see. Yeah, this thing is easy to maneuver, easy to handle. 6 pounds instead of 10. So there's a savings of 4 pounds. The other pack was 9 pounds, so it's a total of 13 pounds. It really adds up. And then I have this little, I've had this for the longest time. I have this real lightweight fleece material, like a little day bag, and I'm not going to be carrying this now because the deer are so big over there that there's no point in taking a meat packer when you can't take it out. I mean, I'm going to have to make 2, maybe 3 trips to take a whole deer out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the plastic. I have one there, and I've had it for years, but that's for an elk. I overdid it with that. I want to get the one that's the deer's 24 inches, slip it in there, take a few things with me for eating and whatever, and I can just hang this to the top and see, it doesn't really weigh anything. So now, and this pack is a lot more comfortable, being that it's well, there's a little kink on the pack that maybe Badlands should look into it. Is that the shoulder, let me see here, that the shoulder strap sometimes gets up front here, and it well, it depends how you adjust it, I guess. You know, it kind of kinks, and it's squeezing your man nipples. See, there's a gap here that should kind of like wrap with the body, so I'm basically resting here, and there's a gap that I can put my thumb all the way in, so it should hug the body like this, and it's not doing it. I don't know if it's because it's very new and it has to kind of like mold. Maybe it's that, yeah. So now I'm going to check the scale, and I can't believe I put everything in here. I mean, I put the new packets of food, with the exception of the couple of plums, because I haven't bought those yet, and the sausage with the crackers, but what's that, a pound, maybe throw 2 pounds? Alright, so what do we got now? 35, and I'm 200 with my clothes on, so it's 35 pounds, not 46. And then with the gun and the ammo already in it, and you know what, I should have taken, I left this in the truck, I should have taken this, because this thing is sweet, you know, it's a good shooter, Okay, 243. 243. It fits closer to the body. I have the tent, the sleeping bag, the mat, all my clothing. It's kind of packed tight in there, but it fits very well, and it's tight to the body. So it's easy to maneuver if you want to go through brush, which I'm not. I usually want to stick to the trails. But as you can see, it packs very well. And then I'll put the other belt and hook up my rifle like I did before and go to town. So I'm taking this one. I already packed it. I got to take the clothing out of there and wash it, but I just really wanted to see if I can put everything that I had in there in the big pack into this one. And being that this pack empty is 4.5 or 4 pounds, and that's 9 right there, I'm saving 5. Then I'm switching guns, that's another 6. No, another 4. And then I'm switching a knife, and I'm switching this and that. So, you know, it's maybe, I got a total maybe 15, maybe a little bit more lighter, which it really makes a difference. I still got my water pump, my filter system, my cooking jet boil, the whole thing. And one time, what I did, I had this little portable cooler, little glacier thing. And, you know, if you want to take some fresh fruits or something, toss it in there and put a little bit of just very little ice, just to keep them cold. And believe me, this in the mountains would act as a cooler, because you put some water in there, and every day the water's cold. So it'll keep your fruits nice and cool. If you take any deli, you know, salami, mozzarella, whatever sausages, you can keep them in here and just tie it to the top. Put a bungee. I use a real tiny. This is the type of bungee I use, which is a lot lighter, and it does the job. But if you need to go longer, you just hook up the other one to it and wrap it. So this thing is really nice. And that's it. The only thing, let me see. I don't think I put in the deer. Yeah, the deer call is in there. So basically, it's just about everything. You know, I got my chapsticks on the side, my deodorant, the sprayer, the insect repellent, just about everything I had before. And I have the side pockets. They're full of stuff. And I still got a little bit of room on the other one, so I can add another couple of bars if I want to. Now, I did the 7-day. I headed out to do 7 days, but I didn't. I made it to 6 because I was down to water to there, and you gotta drink at least a canteen a day. And I said, you know what? I'm down to 1 soup and 1 bar. I said, why stay another day? I have to go back anyways for the closing, for the end of the season. So I'll make another trip and I'll take this one. So it was a nice experience, but I noticed that I was there since Wednesday night. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday, I was spending like 2.5 days basically just walking around doing nothing, just looking, doing a little scouting and stuff. But you really can't go in too deep. You don't want to bump the deer and make him go deeper into the mountains. So I did a lot of relaxing and listening to the little radio. The radio's in there too. The little radio's a kicker, man. It works really nice. So I'm anxious to go again. Now, one thing I'm going to change is this mat. See, I got the tripod in there too, fighting scope, and I didn't use it all that much. Maybe I'll leave it behind. We'll see. But this foam, it did okay because I was in a fairly flat ground and no roots or anything, and there's a little stones. I just took them out of there. But I'm thinking of buying the yellow one it's got the eggshell, the egg crate configuration. So you put leg down and it kind of like curves, because I sleep on my sides a lot of the time, and it was hurting my hip bones and everything. And for a couple of nights I had really sore body, and the foam was one of the problems. Now, one thing that I contribute this hunt to be successful, even though I didn't get a deer, I passed it. I passed the 4 key I'm going to contribute the hunt to two things. The Irish Setter boots, which I thought they were 1,000. Hello, it's 800, which is perfect. They work like a charm. I was climbing like a goat. I was just using the edge and climbing a steep side hill like that with rocks and loose stuff, and this thing was just climbing like a tractor. I was so amazed. Look at the knobby tires on this thing. So I'm going to contribute to the hunt, and I did a lot of climbing, a lot of mountain climbing, a lot of miles, and these things are light as a feather, man. I'm going to contribute to this and to the gun holster, the gunslinger corral, because it kept the rifle locked on. I lashed it over with the strap there on the pack, because I had the pack on, this one here, and I would just walk, and I could use my hands and with my gloves and grab onto sharp rocks, and so I was really moving, and I was controlling my weight. I forgot to take Moses, my walking stick, so for a couple of places there it was so slippery, and I was using the spotting scope tripod just to balance myself. But I want to contribute. I want to attribute it to a very good no complications with these boots, because these are one of the most important things. And the next important thing is not your gun, it's not your tent, and it's not your sleeping bag or anything. It's a toilet paper roll and a little plastic shovel, because man, when nature calls, you gotta be ready. And I'm glad, and I had the wipes with me, I had those with me, and you know, every time it was time to go man. Now the pee canister also, that came in super handy, because since I was hiking a lot, I was drinking more, so you're peeing more. So at night, you know, you say, oh, I sleep at home and I hardly get up to the bathroom. I go, yeah, but you're not drinking as much as you are when you're up in the mountains. So about 3 o'clock, man, I will take the thing out, get on the side, and pour it in. Big opening, no problem. When you're done, cap it, put it on the side, and then dump it in the morning. So those 4 things it made the hunt a success and as comfortable as possible. I know where this buck is hanging out, and I try to get close to him, but I think he heard me. And I'm gonna go back in another 2 weeks and see if I can get him. I'm not gonna try for a mega buck like they caught those 3 kids, real good kids, and they caught this 7-pointer, got it out. It came out to 180 pounds. The pilot guts must have been close to 50 or 60 pounds, so that was a good 220. The biggest deer I've ever seen in that area. And I've been going there for years. So my train of thought is that if I see that forky, that it would dress out to 90 pounds by the time I debone him and quarter him out, it'll be 60, 70 pounds. I can do that with this pack. Take this all the way to the truck, or even drag it out. I'm gonna get that plastic and I'll drag it out and take the whole thing to the truck, and then back up and go back and get the camp. That's it. Now I had a little problem on the way back. The vehicle, when I came up the hill, there's a steep canyon that overheated it and completely evaporated all the water in the radiator, even though I had put in some what do you call it? Thermal, what do you call it? Damn thing. I got it on the tip of my tongue. And so antifreeze, and it completely spilled it out. Well, on the way back, going up the trail, I didn't bother to put it in 4x, and I just went on two-wheel drive. Well, I stressed the differential in the rear so much that it sheared off a bolt about this size, and it ricocheted in there with the gearing, and it hit the cover, and it popped a hole, a gash, and all the fluid came out. So when I started noticing the noise, I was already out of the mountain, going down the mountain, out of the trail, going down the mountain on the road, and I hear this dry noise. So when I get under there and look, there's no oil. So what I had to do is take out the pan, hammer it, rub some dirt, because I had nothing. I didn't have any glue, no GV, nothing. And put some motor oil, that's all I had, in the differential, took out that lug and cleaned it out, and then went to a couple of gas stations in the desert down the highway. I finally found one place that had a jug of the differential oil, and I put it in, and also I had silicone, so I had to take it out again, clean it, do a seal, repack it, and boom, put it back in, then drove it, and I drove it all the way here, which is a 5-hour drive, well, 6 hours from the beginning, with that sheer bolt, and the thing was running smooth. So I have this weird old military locker that nobody has seen it before. I've taken the truck to a couple of places, and they looked at it, and there's a guy that all he does is differential. He says, I've never seen one of those. I don't know what they are. This thing must have been from the Second World War or the Korean War. This thing is built like a tank. I mean, it was sure that a whole bolt, it looked like it was cut with a saw, and nothing was jiggly moving. It was tight. So I drove all the way to here. So now, starting next week, because it's going to be raining here in a couple of days, I can't do anything. I got to start taking it apart so I can take the whole rear end and take it to a four-wheel drive place so they can take it apart and replace a bolt and whatever else that I broke in there. But I'm amazed that I made it over here. I got a friend that he's a heavy-duty four-wheeler. He says, you better tow it, because I think it can lock up on you. You're going to be flying, especially a Blazer will spin on you. And I said, well, it sounds smooth. I'll take a chance. And I came down, thank God, it made it. But man, I got up at 6:30, packed everything, got to the truck at 9, at 8:30, and then got home at 8 o'clock at night. It was an ordeal. And me crawling under the truck, putting oil, it was dripping. I didn't have any duct tape, so I found a place that had a roll of duct tape, and I put a patch of paper in there, paper towels, and I duct taped the differential, and I'm doing this, and here comes the sheriff and looks at me like, what the hell are you doing? And there's a puddle of oil, because that motor oil is thinner, so it will seep through, and it was going through that gash, and man, what a freaking trip. I mean, it was a good camping trip, but it was a horrible driving trip on the way back. But the truck was running. It was running fine. So I also got to check on the valves to see if I damaged anything because of the overheating. The thermostat had to be replaced. That's probably damaged for sure. So I got to replace that. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it ready by the 8th. I might go in the Avalanche, and now the Avalanche has no tires, so it's, you know, buy tires, and I don't got. I'm shopping around for cheap tires. Well, anyways, the pack works well, and I'm going to try it with this one. I'm going to leave the mega pack behind, and there might be a chance that my wife will go with me. She's got her pack over there, so the smaller one. So we're going to divide the weight, and it'll be a lot easier. It's always easier when there's two people instead of one, especially if you catch a deer, you have to drag it out. So I had a good time, and I saw some bucks, and I saw those. There was a lot of hunters, a lot of shooting going on, and then I saw that monster that I'm going to put it on YouTube so you guys can see it. I got a little 15-20 second video when they were pulling out the lungs and all that, and you see the antlers. Beautiful buck, but it took two hefty guys to pick him up and you know, drag him out, and the other guy's holding all the rifles, 3 rifles. So okay, so we'll see how this one's going to work, and I'm still going to tweak some things. I still got to paint the canteen because it's shiny. The snaps over here are chrome. I want to blunt those out with a marker or something, and then the canteen itself, I'm going to paint it brown and do a little green camo when I take it out. It won't be shiny. And with the problem of the water slushing, which I didn't really like, it kind of bothered me, I just thought of something that I'm going to do. I'm going to buy one of those. I'm going to go to Bed and Bath and Beyond, I think it's called, and they have the scrubby foamy plastic thingy. I'm going to cut that and stuff it in there. I don't want to put the whole thing because it might take too much space, but that might prevent the slushiness of the water because of that plastic. It's like a divider, like an ice tray type of thing. So we'll see what happens. It it's in the experimental stage. I still got to try it and see if that works. But there's always something to do. All right, guys, have a good one.
And thank you.